say, dear, all you people who I know they're just like a weird devout following this team. So it's a little bit heads up. This is the Lexington SC and their new third kid dubbed the Icicle kid. So Fox, being a resident Kentuckian or grew up Kentuckian,
Right.
please tell me why this kit and where it got its inspiration from.
So honestly, it didn't even hit for me at first until we were talking about it into the Discord. And this is the classic, I think it was 90s shorts had this like design on it. It was just like this. And this is a really nice kit. And
Michael's got it right now.
Michael's wearing it right now.
5 out of 5, no bias.
Yeah. And I absolutely love this kit. Like it's on my right when it came out, it was on my birthday wish list. If I get any freedom to spend money, I'm buying this kit. And honestly, I'm going to put that man right there, number 80 on the back. Good old Speedy Williams. For I have to still represent my Louisville peoples. But yeah, there's the shorts right there. It's so shout out. Actually, that was Michael who talked about that. So I really appreciate that because I didn't even when I first saw this, I'm like, of course, Lexington, came out with the Kentucky kit.
Yeah.
And
it makes sense given their sponsorship. Everything. It was more. It was going to happen way more than I would have seen in Louisville with the Louisville University something based off of their main sponsor for Lexington.
Yeah, and it's such a weird situation with college basketball in Kentucky, and the fact that in Louisville, I'll honestly say it's probably 50-50. Like you can walk and you'll see red and blue just constantly, but when you're in Lexington, if you're wearing red, people are eyeing you. Why are you wearing red? Hopefully your high school wasn't red. You know what I mean? They're giving you looks, trying to figure out what are you doing in their city. And this kit is just a great way to start people looking at their kit to figure out what that is. I loved what Tyler Crane talked about. One, if you haven't listened to his podcast, he talks nothing but good old Lexington SC. Crane Kicks Lex, great podcast. And he's in our Discord. And he was talking about this. I was somebody was complaining that they're pandering to UK fans, and I was agreeing with it. Yeah, this is pandering. But what Tyler was talking about, it's but it's going to get eyes on them. People are going to wear this to Kentucky events. They're going to wear it around Lexington. They'll be like, oh, what is that horse? And they're like, oh, this is the soccer team.
Right.
We have a soccer team? And then boom, you have people coming.
Yeah.
And it's a good looking kit too.
Yeah. I will say this. One of these things, as someone who have been in areas that don't have a lot of professional teams, particularly college towns, and even states that don't have a lot of professional teams in certain sports, college sports are essentially, before this year and for the last 2 years, we're already essentially their professional sports team.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
And more people are attached to the university than they are to where they're currently living. You've seen it all across college football, college basketball, and of one team my wife begrudgingly dislikes is consistently up there in being one of the loudest places to be in Rub Arena, and one of the most competitive teams, and one of the most good, talented teams is the University of Kentucky basketball. So tying into that makes sense. It's a lot like Indy 11 tying into the Indy 500.
Right.
It just made sense.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because somebody was talking about how Louisville chose purple, and if you lived in Louisville for long enough, you would actually know that the Louisville Bats, back when we were the River Bats, we were purple for the longest time. So now that they rebranded to this red and navy,
Yeah, that's what I
It
thought.
kind of really disappointed a lot of fans, and they actually keep like doing like retro nights and stuff like that to bring in people to buy their gear because people prefer the purple stuff in
Yeah,
Louisville. So like I feel like Louisville was a little bit of pandering towards that fan base
right.
who wanted the purple back in Louisville,
hmm
and
Now Lexington is swinging
Lexington's,
into Kentucky.
yeah, and it's a gorgeous kit.
Yeah, which I'll let you kick us off
I'll
here.
jump I'll jump into it. The It's a 5 from me. Like Michael said, this is a 5 out of 5. My one thing that I dug into was authenticity and tradition because it's not their colors. It's not
Mm,
it's not Lexington SC, it's the University of Kentucky. So it is traditionally Lexington, but it's not traditionally Lexington SC. That's the only
okay.
thing I couldn't give it a 5 on. But again, absolutely love everything about this kit. I love the way the white goes down on the sleeves and then everything else is blue going down. Like I love the fact that the Hummel has the white outlines around it on the chevrons. And even on the name itself, I know I don't usually look at the Hummel, but apparently I am today because Forward Madison had the special Hummel logo, and this
It has
one
a unique one.
has a unique one too. So, but I 100% agree with what Tyler was talking about. Like this is, and they actually just announced today that this is the most sold kit that they've had.
Yeah,
So, like people who
liked it.
hadn't bought a Lexington kit yet bought this kit.
I will say a lot of the better selling kits for Indy 11 have been the Indy 500, and it goes exactly along the same path. Like it's not the Indy 11, but it's Indianapolis. And
Right.
in this case, it's not Lexington SC, it's Lexington. And those
Yes.
sell, especially for the casual. For the casual, that sells.
But that's how you get the casual into the stands. And then that casual becomes the diehard.
Or at
So
least maybe ditch you some new strikers or a new defender.
yeah,
Because
get
if
the
they're buying all
hit the
those
sales.
kits, all that merch,
Yeah.
just saying.
Oh, I need to check. Is there a line for all this? Like a whole merch line, or is it just a jersey? I need to look that up.
I'll let you do that, but
Yeah.
finish up your scores and I'll get into mine.
So it's a 4-5 for me. Like I said, everything else is a 5.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
literally nothing I could change about this. And the fact that they're referencing there is a scarf. Nice. Thank you, Michael. It's our buddy right there. The fact that they're giving a shout out to like the heyday of Kentucky basketball.
Yeah.
It actually going to have a player coming in on my birthday weekend to
Oh.
sign autographs. Like that, they know what they're doing. Like I keep saying the word pandering, but it's not a bad thing. Like I know that word is typically used negatively, which is fair, and but they're utilizing their resources. There we go. And their resources is that Kentucky basketball is a religion.
It's exactly like the Indy
Yeah.
500 in this city. This entire city shuts down for the month of May. And
Yeah.
we bring in IndyCar people for that and do stuff like that. So I get it. And from my perspective, though, as a Hoosier and not as a Kentuckian, I need to say this straight up. I dislike Kentucky. The University of Kentucky being a Hoosier and being a little bit of competitive rivalry between the two schools. So I try to hit that out there as I do my scores. So when it comes to its overall design and aesthetics, I only gave it. This is what I talked about earlier. Michael said you need to pay off the record transfers in the Super League somehow, and this is how you do it. When it comes to design aesthetics, I don't like this vibe, and this is just me. I don't like retro kits. I know some people like that. I'm looking at you, Foxy, with the Kappa, like old school, like clearly 90s knotted kits, or even the as I said on this show, the U.S. national team kit that they wore. That was the what was it? The denim kit.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't like that style personally, and even when they've redone it, I've been hesitant. It still looks good. I do like the blue. I'm a sucker for a blue kit. So, and it's also white. So whatever, fine. So it is a 4 from me. But when it comes to authenticity and tradition, because this is exactly like what the Indy 11 have done with the Indy 500, and I do the same thing. If Louisville did a Kentucky Derby, wait, is that in Louisville, right? The Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
If Louisville did the same thing, I give them a 5 as well. So I can't renege on that. So it's a 5 for me for authenticity and tradition. Next, though, when it comes to visual details and execution, they just have a few stripes. Those icicles.
Yeah.
I don't see any details. Sorry, that's just me. I've held pretty firm on that throughout the show here. I want to see a little bit more, like maybe even throwing like a basketball in the bottom corner, or you throw in like a basketball hoop,
It's not a
or
basketball jersey.
I know, but like throw in something else as a little bit of that detailing that we like to see every now and then. Just that little bit to kind of tie it in, and not because, like, as Fox pointed out, you didn't know this was a nod to that 90s basketball team.
But I knew it was a Kentucky jersey.
You knew that part, but you didn't know what they were tying to at first. And I think that hints at the lack of detailing on my part. However, as also Fox noticed, this is the fastest and best selling kit in Lexington's history. It clearly had an impact. Even if the innovation's kind of whatever, the impact's through the roof for Lexington fans. This is a 5. I can't really knock it on that. So it's a 4.25 from me with Fox's 4.5. So it's a 4.38 overall from us. And no, we're not Lexington haters. I still just want to see a green kit. Anyways.
Right. That's like the biggest thing. Like, and again, this is the third kit. So we always talk about third kits are
fine. Roll with
are 100% to go with.
Fun. Do it.
It should. All right, there we go. Apparently, the new Super League kit, which should be coming out soon because they start up in the fall, is going to be the best yet and satisfy the green need.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's all I need. And as Pope says it, he gets it. I agree. It's a nice looking kit, but the only way as an IU fan I'd own it is if it was a gift. And my wife was a lot less polite than I was when I was reviewing this kit. So
that's funny though, because I'm very similar with that. I remember when I was a kid, I went to this store. It was like the $7.95 store. It was like the dollar store, but everything was like $7.95. And they had t-shirts and jeans. Like you could find literally any clothing item. And they had a bunch of t-shirts that literally just said the word Louisville across the chest. And I refused to buy it. Like my grandma was like, look, like you live in Louisville. I'm like, but I am a Kentucky fan. And if I put the word Louisville, just Louisville, it could have been a blue shirt that said Louisville.
Yeah, right.
And they would still like not be okay with me.
Same with Purdue with me. Yeah.
So like,
see, college sports has a bigger impact on communities than most people think.
Yeah. And I don't think like, people in Missouri, like, they'll talk about like Mizzou and stuff like that when they're doing well, but like, I don't think they get it. Mizzou, at least likely it's like an SEC. So people like see otherwise from the other teams that the passions, but like you were talking about in Kentucky, we didn't have professional sports.
No.
We had Kentucky, we had U of L, and I mean, we had the Lexington Legends and the Louisville Bats, but
But Michael upsets the entire balance. I'm actually a Tennessee fan. Still bought the kit. I am a completionist. I did that.
As I say, that is funny to me because I feel like I remember that conversation we talked about earlier this year, Michael. Sorry for the burp. When he talked about how, he doesn't like Kentucky and all that stuff. So.
Oh, but for those who are wanting to buy this kit, this has a retail price of $89.99. Pretty solid. Yeah, pretty cheap.
Not bad.
And if you look at the website, they're still available. So, if you'd like to buy,
only extra small through extra large. All the big boy sizes are gone.
Yep. But those small boys, those short jeans, small, medium, XL, XS, mediums, and larges for your normies are still available with a kit value of $48.62. It's a solid kit. Seriously, good value. If I weren't so anti-Kentucky, this would be a solid pickup. Maybe I'll get the bourbon kit instead. I'm just saying. I'm not against a good bourbon. So
I'm going to say this because I was talking about this with my wife. I feel like whoever designed all of the Lexington kits this year, like went into my brain and said, like, what would you want in a kit for Kentucky?
Except the green part.
And I agree. But like, because I usually actually like the black with the green accents. So I like that. And they kind of did that with the track kit. And then they did the bourbon kit. I'm like I literally have, you can't see it now because we have all my kids' crap in here because we cleaned their house. But I literally have like just bottles of bourbon back there behind Piplup. So like they did a bourbon kit. Now they did a UK kit. I'm like, oh my God, like they're pandering to me. So
here,
like,
shut up and take my money.
I know, yeah, definitely. Philip Fry is now. I'm Philip Fry instead of Philip Fox. Because I want all three of their kits from this year. I just literally don't have money.
Hey, Lexington, help this poor man out and live his Lexingtonness, please.
Yeah, please, God, because talk to Tyler because he knows at least people inside the building. Because I need all three of these kits, and I just cannot afford paying 9 times 3, $270.
Yeah, without shipping. So
yeah, without shipping, or the fact that I also want customization.
Yeah. And as Pope says, pay for 4 design, you're saying that's a scam. So I would do your best, be smart. But so before we move on, obviously we've already spent an hour on this show here. This kit looks great. Bots have probably spent an hour talking about this kit alone. No offense, but I just need to talk an hour about this kit and its vibes. So, and you and I both know we can chat on forever. So I won't do that with y'all here tonight. So that has been the Lexington SC Icicle kit. I wish they would have named it a little differently, but that's
fine. 100% agree with that. Like, what was up with the marketing? Like,
I don't know,
because everything else with the marketing clearly was like, and by the way, this is a Kentucky kit,
right? Except the name.
And then they're like, it's the Icicle kit. Like, no.
Stop that.
Just call it like the Bluegrass kit or something like that. Like,
right.
Don't sit there and try to act like you're not. Like, we know what you're doing, bro. Like,
we know what you're doing. Like, at least Indy calls theirs the race and Indy kits.
Right. Like, you have a basketball player wearing the kit.
Exactly.
And you have a basketball player coming in to the game against Louisville to, get people to come to the game. So
we have words, Lexington.
Just call it the BBN kit or the Bluegrass kit.
Yeah, something.
Why act like it's an Icicle kit? There's no point.
But yes, that was the Icicle kit for 2025. We like what you've done overall.
Okay, well, apparently the shorts were called
Icicle pattern.
The Icicle pattern.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll let our resident Lexingtonies Lexingtonians. I don't know what to call it. Figure that out.